Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It is another beautiful day here in Washington State. It is. I'm driving the Mustang today. I just got home. It is later in the afternoon. And yeah, thought I'd come on here and share a little something with you. I picked up a new knife yesterday. Nothing too extravagant. I think it falls into the budget category. But here it is. It's a CRKT. I have a flippin' soft spot for CRKTs. But it's a CRKT. What is it called? The Facet. The Facet. Yes, I will pop that up on screen right here. The Facet. So, a couple things about it. It is assisted, which I usually don't like in a knife. I went through an assisted phase quite a while ago with a couple of SOGs, whatever you want to call it. But they make a couple decent assisted knives if that's your jam, and it was for a while mine. But yeah, sort of grew out of it. But this reminds me of the Kershaw speed safe action, like on the leak. It is just assisted enough, but I can close it safely with one hand, as you see me doing here. Now it is a steel frame lock. Deep carry pocket clip. No texturing or milling, of course. I wouldn't expect there to be at this price point. On the scales are steel, stainless steel. I want to do something with these scales. I don't know what yet, but I want to do something with the scales. I already put my own edge on it. The edge from factory was, the cutting bevel was even, but it just wasn't sharp. So I reprofiled it. I figured, why the hell not? I'm going to do it eventually. So it was around 22 degrees from factory as best I could tell. And I took it down to 17 and got as close to mirror polish as I could. This is D2 steel, which makes me happy because CRKT's been putting shit steel in their stuff for a long time. Like 8CR, like they were just stuck on 8CR. And thank God now they're moving into D2 12C28N, is that right? And then 14C28N. I've seen both of those on CRKT knives lately. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room, the blade shape. It's very reminiscent of a 940. Obviously not as pretty as a 940, in my opinion, and not as well executed, but I'd say there was some definite inspiration there. Give you another close-up look at this. Yeah. Ken Onion design, if that means anything to you. Yeah, this is a pretty rad little knife. It only cost me like 50 bucks. I was in my local sporting goods store and they finally, after so long, they finally got a decent shipment of knives in. So the knife counter is actually looking somewhat full, which is really encouraging to see. They had some Spydercos, they had the PM2, they had the Para 3, the Endura 4, and the Dragonfly, Tenacious. So they had a pretty good little spread going on. And they had the newest CRKTs, which this is part of. This is part of this year's release, the Facet. So yeah, why was I attracted to this? This right here for me is going to fulfill one task. It's going to be like my, what would you call it, like a gentleman's carry? I had the CRKT CEO, which is like the ideal gentleman's carry knife, if you will. Gave that to my brother. He was really stoked on it. I hope he's still getting some use out of it. I'm sure he is. But anyways, this is more like the bigger brother to the CEO, the more refined bigger brother to the CEO, I think. There's no texturing, like I said, on the scales, so this thing comes in and out of pocket really easily. You do have some decent retention on the pocket clip there. It's a little springy, I'm not gonna lie. It's a little springy, but it's gonna do the job, I think. No place to put a lanyard on this knife unless you want to use this right there. I'm not going to bother putting a lanyard on this thing. It just doesn't need it. Yeah, lockup. Lockup is completely solid. I'm talking left to right, up and down. This thing is rock solid. It's pretty impressive. Blade centering is off. Blade centering is off slightly. I will show you that. Come on. It's off just enough to notice, which isn't that big of a deal, especially at this price point. I'm not complaining too much about it. We have some very useful jimping on the spine of the blade. Right there. Right there. And I love this jimping. It's got just enough traction on it to actually be useful. Flipper tab is very, very low profile. Come on. Flipper tab is very low profile. This is a push button instead of a light switch kind of situation. So yeah, you push it like a button and it works. You try to light switch it, like try to flick it, and you're just gonna get frustrated. Looks like we have a T8 pivot and T6 hardware, which is pretty on par for what CRKT usually does. This knife looks like it'd be pretty damn simple to disassemble if that was something that you wanted to do. Looks like we have a steel. No, this looks like aluminum backspacer. That definitely looks like aluminum. So that's nice, I guess. I guess I could anodize that, huh? That would be interesting. Yeah. Okay, so the CRKT Facet. I like it so far. I dig the blade shape. It's just different enough from the Osborne's to not really cause any complaints, from me at least. Like I said, the action is akin to the Kershaw Speed Safe action. This runs on IKBS bearings. Doesn't really feel like it. I mean, it's not exceptionally smooth. Just being honest here. It's smooth, but it could definitely be smoother. I've handled a lot of CRKT, IKBS. I've handled a lot of CRKT knives that run on IKBS, and they're a bit more slippery than this, if that makes sense. So this is gonna stay in the rotation for sure. I'll keep you guys up to date on how this thing does, how the D2 holds up. I might even do like a comparison between the Buck D2 and this D2. I think that would be kind of interesting to do some edge retention tests. Yeah. Alright guys, thanks for the continued support on the channel, as always. Thank you for the feedback from the most recent video. I'll link that video up here if you haven't seen it. It's just me sort of laying all the cards on the table about what's going on with the channel and where I kind of want to go with the channel. So yeah, if you want to hop over there, it's like a 3-4 minute video. I explain some things and bring you guys up to date on what things are looking like, what the future of the channel is looking like. So I think that's going to do it. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Not sure what that's going to be, but alright guys, take it easy.